Did you ever imagine that the political turmoil of today could mirror ancient biblical prophecy? In just a few days, Donald Trump's trial will unfold, capturing the world's attention. But what if I told you that this event aligns with a story from the Bible, a story that could change the way you see modern history forever? Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will shake you to your core. The trial of a leader accused, judged, and sentenced. It's a narrative as old as time. In fact, one of the most profound moments in biblical history bears a shocking resemblance to what's unfolding before us today. The question isn't just about politics or law. It's about a deeper, almost prophetic parallel between the trial of Donald Trump and the trials of leaders in Scripture. Let's explore the striking similarities, their potential meaning, and what lessons we can draw from this connection. 2,000 years ago, a trial took place that would change the course of history. Jesus Christ, accused by the religious leaders of his time, stood before Pontius Pilate, a figure caught between public pressure and his own convictions. The accusations: Trump faces charges of political misconduct, while Jesus faced accusations of blasphemy and challenging authority. Both scenarios ignite fierce division among the people. Just as the crowds demanded a verdict against Jesus, today's media and public opinion play a pivotal role in shaping narratives around Trump's trial. Could these parallels signal a larger lesson about leadership, justice, and the pursuit of truth? In Scripture, trials often symbolize tests of faith, endurance, and divine purpose. Consider Job, whose trials were not punishments but tests, revealing his unwavering faith. Similarly, could this trial, whether one sees Trump as a hero or a villain, be a reflection of a greater spiritual battle? The Bible teaches that trials refine and reveal true character. As Proverbs 17 verse 3 says, "The crucible for silver and the furnace for gold, but the Lord tests the heart." Could Trump's trial be a crucible moment for modern society? Authority figures play a crucial role in both biblical and modern trials. Pilate struggled to navigate his role in Jesus' fate, just as today's judges and political leaders face the immense burden of delivering justice. This raises a powerful question. When leaders are judged, are they merely on trial before men, or does a higher power oversee their destiny? Could Trump's trial represent more than just a legal proceeding? Some believe that world events often align with God's divine timeline. Consider the biblical concept of seasons, times of testing and times of revelation. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 reminds us, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens." Is this trial a signal of a shift in our current season? Could it be a wake-up call to reflect on our values, our leaders, and our faith? As believers, it is our duty to remain vigilant during these tumultuous times. Prayer, discernment, and faith are our guiding tools. The Bible reminds us in 1 Timothy 2 verses 1 to 2, "I urge, then, first of all, that petitions, prayers, intercession, and thanksgiving be made for all people, for kings and all those in authority, that we may live peaceful and quiet lives in all godliness and holiness." Whether you view Trump as a modern-day David facing Goliath or as a leader facing just consequences, one thing remains clear. This trial is an opportunity for reflection and action. The parallels deepen when we examine the role of societal division. In the time of Jesus, the people were split between those who believed in his message and those who sought to silence him. Today, we see similar divides not only in America but across the globe. The political landscape has become a battleground, with ideologies clashing and unity seeming more distant than ever. The Bible warns us of times like these. Matthew 12 verse 25 says, "Every kingdom divided against itself will be ruined, and every city or household divided against itself will not stand." Could the growing division in our society be a sign of deeper spiritual battles at play? Furthermore, the concept of false accusations is prevalent in both Trump's trial and the Bible. In the story of Daniel, he was thrown into the lion's den due to false accusations stemming from envy and political manipulation. Yet, Daniel's faith saved him, and he emerged unscathed. Similarly, Trump's supporters view him as someone targeted unfairly, a leader standing firm in the face of opposition. While the outcomes differ, the theme of enduring trials with unwavering resolve is a lesson for all of us. As Isaiah 54 verse 17 declares, "No weapon forged against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you." Another striking parallel lies in the power of public opinion. During Jesus' trial, the crowd's demands influenced Pilate's decision to condemn him, even though Pilate found no fault in him. Today, the media and social platforms act as modern-day crowds, shaping perceptions and pressuring decisions. This raises an important question. Are we being led by truth, or are we succumbing to the noise of the masses? Proverbs 29 verse 25 warns us, "Fear of man will prove to be a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe." The role of prophecy is another layer to consider. Many believe that Trump's presidency and subsequent challenges align with biblical prophecies about leadership, nations, and the end times. While interpretations vary, the curiosity around these connections cannot be ignored. Revelation 13 speaks of times when leaders will rise and face great opposition, challenging the faith and discernment of believers. Could this trial be part of a larger narrative unfolding before our eyes? It's also worth reflecting on the power of redemption. The Bible is filled with stories of individuals who faced trials, stumbled, but ultimately found redemption. King David, despite his sins, was called a man after God's own heart. Peter denied Jesus 3 times, yet he became a cornerstone of the church. Regardless of where one stands politically, the idea of redemption is a powerful reminder that no one is beyond God's grace. As Lamentations 3 verses 22 to 23 reminds us, "Because of the Lord's great love we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness." The modern political arena also mirrors the spiritual struggles depicted in Scripture. In Ephesians 6 verse 12, Paul writes, "For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." This perspective encourages us to view political and societal turmoil not just as human conflicts, but as reflections of larger spiritual battles. Could the divisiveness surrounding Trump's trial be a manifestation of these unseen forces? Another aspect to consider is the nature of leadership itself. The Bible is clear about the responsibilities of leaders and the consequences of their actions. Proverbs 29 verse 2 states, "When the righteous thrive, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people groan." This verse invites us to reflect on the qualities we seek in our leaders and how their actions impact society. Trump's trial, whether seen as just or unjust, forces us to question the kind of leadership we value and the moral compass guiding our decisions. History also provides a lens through which we can understand current events. The rise and fall of nations, the trials of leaders, and the cycles of justice and redemption are themes that repeat throughout the Bible. The story of Joseph, who was falsely accused and imprisoned but ultimately rose to a position of power, serves as a reminder that trials often precede triumph. Similarly, Trump's trial could be seen as part of a larger narrative, one that challenges us to consider the interplay of faith, politics, and justice in our own time. As we approach this monumental event, take a moment to consider the lessons of history and Scripture. The parallels between Trump's trial and biblical stories of justice, leadership, and redemption are too significant to ignore. So I ask you, what does this moment mean for you? For your faith? For the world? Let's not just watch history unfold. Let's seek to understand its deeper significance. If this video resonated with you, share it with someone who might also find these connections thought-provoking. And as always, stay curious and keep your faith strong.